B1 Marriage Ministries.
And, okay, I lose track. Which number is this one?
Episode 4?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so.
We'll go back. Episode 4. Okay. So today, by the way, I hope everyone had a wonderful holiday weekend. We took a rest from our videos. I know on the first one, we were kind of like semi-arguing, are we going to do 2? Are we going to do 3? Are we going to do 4? And we settled out at 3 this month.
Right.
I guess that was our compromise. But anyway, I hope you all had a wonderful holiday weekend. And we are going to talk about, what are we talking about today?
The R word. Rest.
The R word. The R word. I know, yeah. Makes it sound a little scary. But no, rest, for real. So, for real, there's another R word, right? Yeah. So rest, we're going to talk about first in the respect of relationally, how we can just relationally rest. You know, in the Bible, it talks about it talks about in Hebrews that there remains a rest for the people of God. And God doesn't just give that rest to anyone. He wants to put his name on a people that know him intimately. And similarly in marriage, not everyone is going to experience that relational rest.
Mm-hmm.
What does it take to enter into the relational rest in marriage?
As purpose. I mean, you have to be purposeful about it. It's easy to
Yes,
fill up our day with tasks and obligations and all the worries and cares of this life. So I think you're just going to have to set aside time and force yourself to sit down and rest, relax.
Yeah. And, you know, there's 2 senses. I love, like, how you said there's kind of like the scheduling rest to be intentional.
Mm-hmm.
And then relationally, too. Like, I always see rest from, like, many angles. And you're right. There's, like, I think you were saying our bodies need sleep. And so you kind of know when you need rest. You get cranky, you get irritable.
Right, you hit a wall.
You hit a wall, yeah. That's it.
Whether it's an emotional wall or a physical wall, mental wall. You know.
Oh, I'm so glad you said that, the hitting the wall. So sometimes conflict can be a signal that you need rest.
Right.
Yeah. So like relationally, I know, what was it? We were looking up rest this morning on our devotion, and it was, here are some of the definition that we found about rest.
Let's see, rest, that's right here.
That I scrolled. Sense of security. Yeah, I have a lot of notes I take. Yeah.
I'm going to let Jenny read this because I don't want to.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, I have a lot written down here. I'm like the note taker. It's funny, like I remember in class too, like you would take like one note and then I would have like a whole notebook. It's the writer. It's the writer in me. Okay. So rest is a sense of security. Like you can just kind of go, what is that sigh? Like the movie? How do you do it? It's just,
she's referring to the movie Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Oh, which was our first date, by the way, on a movie. But there's a scene in it that goes,
It's right when you're walking through like a door, like a bathroom door.
The doorway.
Like
yes!
Like a sigh.
Okay, so about the doorway. So, you know, when you enter into that rest, just like you enter into a room, you know, like after a long day's at work and you come home, what do? You just kind of, you can rest, right? And so like when we're dating, there's kind of this kind of sense of, I have to be rigid. And part of the definition of rest literally is to be less stiff, which I thought was hilarious. It's an anti-athletic marriage. It is to be less stiff. Right? That sense of formality kind of falls away after you get to know somebody for a while. So I don't feel like I have to like, you know, like when we're dating, I'm like trying to like, I want to impress you. And, you know, I mean, you still want to be at your best, but it's not like in a place of striving, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not striving like, will you like me? You
know? So this is when you pass the interviewing stage.
Yeah. Like, oh, I really hope he likes me, you know? But no, it's the sense of peace, easement, refreshing. I'm okay. I can be myself. He can be who he is, and we know who we are together. That relational identity, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a place of rest, to loose, to relax, to be less firm. Peace, easement, refreshment. And I think too, it's kind of like, it's not inactivity and it's not striving, right? Like you don't just, stop doing all the things.
To me, rest just lets you disengage from all the things that stress you out.
Disengage from all the things that stress you out. I like that.
It's just it's a refocus. It's allowing yourself to reset, for the next day, for the next task, for the next challenge that awaits. And we have to do that in our marriage.
Yes.
Because we face battles in our marriage. We face, whether it's, communication or whether it's internal or external things that we face, you have to be able to find that moment where you can come together, reset, find your connection again.
Your connection. That's huge. I think rest comes from a place of connection.
Like your Wi-Fi, you have to reset your internet when it starts to get sluggish and it's just not functioning, your browser's crashing and you're thinking, what on earth? And you're like, all right, well, it's time to reset the Wi-Fi or the internet.
Yes.
So you do that, it takes a few minutes, right? And all of a sudden you're clicking again and everything's moving along.
It's moving along smoothly. That is so good. Yes, what you just said. Yes, a relational reset leads to a place of rest. Absolutely. So it's that sense of security, that peace, that easement. You can be going about your every day, but you're perching in a place of peace in your spirit. So the inward is flowing outward. You're kind of couched in a place of completeness. Okay, so all these like alliteration words.
Well, it's going back to the analogy of resetting your internet so that things will go faster. A lot of times we're so caught up in onto the next. We got to get there fast.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you're constantly in that mode, it takes you longer to get there when you're not stopping and pausing and resting. And
you're like in wilderness mode.
Right. It's when you rest, all these visions and dreams and goals and desires, you'll find that you can get to them much quicker when you regroup.
Yes.
And settle down.
Exactly.
Which seems contradictory.
It does. So like striving, if you look up the word strife, I think one of the definitions was jumping through hoops. So like inside, you're not at a place of spinning. You're not at a place of, I can never settle down. And it's almost like if you're, just burning that energy, like you're just going, like I don't know, like the vision I have right now, like you're sitting in a car, but you're just, zoom, like you're putting the gas on, but you're not going anywhere. That's like striving, right? But when you're in a place of rest, it's just you're smooth sailing because you've reset. Everything flows with each other. And for everything to flow, you have to have that relational intimacy. So yeah, just as God rested from his works, there is a rest that remains for people of God. There's a marriage rest, and then there's that physical rest. So today we're just kind of talking about marriage rest. You have to schedule rest in your schedule for marriage too, like date nights and
date nights.
Yeah.
Just weekly sit downs, or it's going over your budget, going over
sit down,
plans for the week, whether it's scheduling out, who's gonna pick up the kids or take them to their practices.
If you have kids,
it's that moment where you're checking in with each other and doing like a temperature check. How are we? What's your week like? Is there anything that's stressing you out that maybe I can help you out with?
Yeah.
It's that coming together, regroup.
In intimacy, in a place of realness and intimacy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if I'm at rest, I can say, this may be bothering me right now, but I know I can talk to him about it. And so it's kind of that open door, just that open door of sign, it's okay. You know, we may still have issues we have to work through, but we can rest because relationally it's clicking.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you. And I hope that was not exhausting to listen to. Have a great week.
All right. See you next time.
Bye.